Alright guys, Ant-Man, glad you guys showed back up again. The fever's high. I know I said we were crazy for being out here again on my last video. It's now 2 weeks later into the season, and we're back again. That'll just show you how crazy the gold makes you. But we're on some good gold here. A little bit excited about what's going on here. This is the same area I was working last time. If you notice, look how heavy the water flow is now. That's the area right there where I cleared the bedrock. I mean, that was all out of the water. Okay, we got about 8-10 inches of water there. So, that's gonna make it difficult for me to do what I wanted to do on this spot here. But I had some prospect spots on some feeder creeks that don't usually flow. They're seasonal flowing creeks. We've gotten so much rainfall in the last few days, I'm thinking that those are gonna be flowing. And there's gonna be another clip of when I was driving down the road to come here today. I saw something unbelievably crazy up on the hillside. Prime location. They're digging it out with an excavator. I'm gonna stop and ask them if they can take a bucket of the material. We're gonna try panning that out, see what we get. We got some other cool things coming up too. So, we gotta take a look at our watch, see what time it is. It's 30:30. Dig 30. So, I gotta get going and start digging. We got here late today. We got 2, count them, 1, and 2 wash plants running today. We're not giving Parker 100 ounces of our gold. We're running 2 wash plants. I'm getting that gold today. We're gonna even be running the stream classifier. We have so much water flow, we're gonna be able to fly through material today. I'm gonna get digging. I'm gonna bring it back on in a bit. I'm glad you guys showed up. We'll bring it back on once we're running some pay. Ant-Man, out of here. Alright, so this is the concentrates from the first bucket that we ran yesterday. Oh yeah, there we go. Not bad. All right. He lives in his Jeep down by the river. We're sleeping in the Jeep. We're getting up, doing some digging bright and early. Let's get out there and get some gold. Alright guys, Ant-Man back here. Glad you guys all came back for another session in this video here. We're now on day 2. And let me tell you, it is flipping freezing out. When I woke up this morning, well, first, I woke up about 10 times last night because I was absolutely freezing. I mean, it is probably 29 degrees right now. It's definitely below freezing. I have frost everywhere. There's ice everywhere. Ain't that bad and cold. I'm not going to get anything done. So, I figure I'll do a little bit of talking and digging and sluicing right now with you. And try to go over the extra ways that I was thinking about for finding gold, and I think it's going to be a good one. I don't really have time to do it. On the way out of here, I saw them digging out up on one of the big hills with an excavator. It's right next to the river, and they're down about, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, it looks like, from what I can see. So I'm going to stop up there and ask for a bucket of material out of that hole that they're digging. And I'm going to take, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-gallon buckets that I'm going to classify and take home with me. So the reason being I'm not going to take off and go do some other stuff today is I got people that I have obligations to send later, and I got to take care of these guys, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have to cut the video a little bit short anyway. I'll probably just put this all together as one big video. And, I mean, I've already gotten some gold. I ran a bucket yesterday, cleaned it out, got some gold. That's in there. That should be in the video somewhere. It wasn't that great, but I was right on top of a new spot. That spot right there was the spot where the bedrock was all opened up that I had worked. I was getting really good gold. Well, with all the water flow, most of that stuff washed down, and I think it's ending up right about here. So I was getting good signals with the ATX all up and around this bank here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go as late as I can today, sluicing and gathering concentrates. I'm not even going to check it. I'm not even going to clean them out. I'm just going to keep sluicing and catching concentrate like I do every other time I'm here. Once I'm on the gold, I just keep running. And we're going to end up just staying here today and then heading home and doing a big clean out. So at the end of this video, I'm going to have to add in another section of me running the gold cube. But the material is looking pretty good. I'm back into that really clay soaked stuff. I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty good material. So while I'm feeding the sluice here for a few minutes, let's go over some ways on the ways that you can find gold. Okay. Now, you got your placer gold from your rivers, like I'm doing right now. And then you got your hard rock gold, which is the gold where it originated from in the vein systems, okay? Then you got e-gold, okay, which is electronics, computers, all that stuff. It's very profitable if you can get a good amount of material and you're efficient with your work. You can do a pretty good return on that. I've been doing that for a few years now, and it's pretty good. So then you get culverts. All right, everybody knows that one. You got culverts going through areas. They're like natural sluices. Well, not natural sluices. They're sluices that have been put in there by the states, and they've been sitting there gathering gold up. Everybody knows those ones. All right. Then you have Home Depot sand. You can actually go to Home Depot and buy sand and run the sand. And the reason that there's gold in the sand is because it comes from gold-bearing areas. And these plants, they're not looking for gold. They're looking to make money off of the material. They're not going to take the time to run the material to get the gold out. All right? That being said, construction rock, like I pour concrete for a living, I've taken samples of rocks from certain areas where I know that there's good gold deposits and taken the quartz out of the rocks that we would have been pouring concrete over, crushed them, panned them, and gotten gold. Okay? That's another way. Now, you can get gold on the streets of cities too. In New York City, I've personally done it in Boston. You go to the jewelry districts and you got, 50, 60 jewelry stores there for hundreds of years, and all the guys are grinding and chipping in gold and silver and gems. It gets all over their clothes. They come out at work for lunch, they walk out, they brush their sweatshirt off, it falls on the ground, goes into the cracks and the riffles of the streets. I found a 3.75 carat diamond on the streets of Boston in 2.5 hours it took me, plus 4 1/8 carat. And lots of gold solder and stuff like that too. Okay? Now, I don't have my list with me. I wrote these all down. There's 12 altogether. I don't know how many that I've said already, but... So we got that. We got the street gold. Where else is there gold? Okay. Mud flaps. A lot of people don't think about this. Especially after all this rain that we've had for the last few days. The streets, especially in these areas down in these hollows, the roads themselves are actually part of the river system back when the glacier was melting. All the land down here on the flat spot was all part of where the sediment was going. You're driving around and you got buildup from your car building up onto your mud flaps and underneath your undercarriage. You're compacting all that material in. You can take samples off of that and get gold. I know some guys do it in Alaska. So, the one that I thought of the other day is, okay, it's not going to be everywhere. Obviously, out in the mountains, this isn't going to be like this. But some of these rivers that are alongside roads, they have telephone poles pretty close to the river. I know on this hollow here, there's 4 or 5 of them come down the main road. When they dig a telephone pole, they have a big air-powered chisel bit that digs in. And it just pretty much rips the material up, shoots it up into the air, and it makes a big mound around the outside of the telephone pole. That mound is all dirt. They go down 1/10 of the way of the telephone pole, plus 2 feet. So if you got a 40-foot telephone pole, they're going 4 feet plus 2 feet, that's 6 feet. Some of these telephone poles are 100 feet tall. So how deep do you think they're going? They're going deep. All that material builds up around the telephone poles. Okay? You go around those telephone poles, you scratch some of that material off, you never know what you're going to get. You could get some really great stuff that otherwise would be left dormant for millions of years to go, unless there was a very big event coming by. So it's just another way that you can find gold. And I hope it helps out for you. I'm definitely going to be trying it up here. The ground is frozen pretty much now. I mean, there's nothing I can really do today. The sun's just popping out over the hollow over there. We're in a big valley here. There's mountains all on the sides of us. Oh yeah, baby. I'd love to get over in that pile of dirt. So guess what? We stopped and asked permission. We're down in an excavated hole way up on the hill over the main brook. Super excited about this. I hope you can see it on the camera. We got a huge clay layer here, about 5-6 feet of solid thick clay. And look at this material that's sitting on top of it. All rusty and iron packed. This stuff is just beautiful. How rusty that is. Alright, we're going to dry classify a bucket. This is going to be one of these buckets from the test holes. Switched gears a bit, came over with Nick, the mini excavator, back over at the trench to BC. We got twin wash plants going. We're not giving Parker 100 ounces of our gold this season. We're running 2 plants here. got Nick the Destroyer over here. Back over at the hole to British Columbia, we're digging over to meet Gino. So the majority of the pickers have come out of. It's about 6 feet deep right there in the middle. I'm going to go back in and take a few buckets out of there. Alright, so that's what we're going to be splitting up, putting into the pay dirt buckets here. We're going to let these dry out. I'm going to be doing this video now. I'm going to erase some, edit my video and download it onto YouTube, and then I'll be able to do a video separately for Mike and Terrence and everybody who are getting the pay dirt bags. So this was some nice chunky stuff in there. There's a few nice chunky bits. And we got some other cool stuff too. Some nice garnets, some really big garnets, some tourmaline chunks, some pretty cool crystal quartz pieces. Not quite sure what these two pieces are, but they looked cool. So alright, that's what we got. No pickers this time. But who knows? In that video, I might drop a picker in one of these buckets. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. Till the next one.